Why is there not a lot of Caribbean and African young men and women wanting to get into constructions and trades? I think I've come up with some type of answers, but it always helps me by having a conversation with you guys, people who are subscribed to the channel and listening to the conversations. So I'd appreciate if you are subscribed. That was a little, make sure you subscribe. Right, onwards with the video. I've done a little bit of research and some things I know, so let's speak about the things I know first, right? So in England, yeah, during the war, they needed a lot of people from the Caribbean to come over to rebuild the country. We all know that, that's true, yeah, that's a true fact. So Windrush times, they came over, and some other times we probably came over forcefully, and some other times and all that. Anyway, we're over here, and they've asked us to rebuild the country, yeah? After we've helped rebuild the country, you've got to understand we've made our money, some of us have settled, some of us have got skills. That's the reason why they've asked us to come over here. If you watch any documentaries from back in the day, from Windrush times, they will tell you that we needed skilled men to be able to come over to do skilled labour, right? Skilled labour is depending on what we're on. Carpenters, my granddad was a carpenter, bricklayers, plumbers, and so on and so forth, right? So they came over in the dozens because it was a better lifestyle what they were going to get. But did we invest in ways which will pay us tenfold later down? I don't know, maybe we tried, I'm not really sure. I can't say that I've done every bit of research which I needed to do to start this video, but one thing I can say is that I know enough, right? So now we know why some of us are here, Caribbean, right? And the African people came over as well at some point to do different jobs as well. But in the African and Caribbean household, trades like skilled trades, yeah, are not really looked upon in the same light as someone who is a doctor, someone who is an academic, someone who is doing something like, yeah, becoming a doctor. That's looked at more as like a more career job, right? I can see why people would say that, because at times myself, I've known that being in construction, yeah, I could only do this for a certain period of time because it's aching on my body, right? So the longevity is not the same as someone who was doing an office job, and the stress is probably 10 times higher as well, because you've got to run around like a blue ass fly doing loads and loads of stuff. It's not for everybody, innit? But it definitely does pay the bills, and pay the bills a lot higher than anybody else's office type of 9-to-5 job, or even sometimes doctors as well, pays more money than that. I know a lot of builders and tradespeople that make a lot of dough. That's why I'm saying that, regardless of colour. What we didn't do, or what we haven't done, maybe we did do it and maybe it was destroyed, which is build an infrastructure for our next generation. We can't build an infrastructure without regular work and investors. Investing in programs which support young black men and African men and women as well when it comes to trades. There is not any real representation of a black tradesperson or black trades companies when it comes to the UK and actually looking online for it. So you're watching this on YouTube. I actually just typed it in, black construction companies in the UK. Ashfield came up. Someone probably put a hashtag as by mistake is the reason why he came up, but he's not even from London. But anyway, oh, actually, maybe he was born in London, but he doesn't reside in London. Anyway, it's beside the point. He doesn't even make black posts about anything, about anybody. Not that he should. He doesn't need to. He doesn't care. Anyway, that's his business. Because I watched him as well, and I was a bit inspired by him as well. But there is nobody, and he can't be included in that because, yeah, he's not from London anyway, and he knows that. That's why he does what he does. Beside the point. I was looking for role models or looking for an example. When I first got into construction, I found a project which was online about Broadwater Farm, which was an estate in North London, which is very renowned, not too far from where I went to school and college actually. So a lot of people from the estate was involved with building it, which was interesting for me, because you see black man, Rasta man stand up, them are build, they're making plans, and that to me was exciting, man. I didn't know that people was part of that. Like there's a specific part in the documentary which is online on YouTube, which you can see, and they got like they got a cabin, which is like something what you have on site when you just need to do meetings and you want to read through paperwork and stuff like that. It's a little porter cabin, and when you go in, you see like I think it's a picture of Selassie on the walls and all that. I'm quite sure it is. I'm quite sure it is like a Rastaman picture on the wall. That made me say, wow, yeah, that man was guarding still. But what has it changed? Or what have we done now? Fuck all is the answer. What can we do? A lot we can do now. There are a lot more people who are interested in having and supporting young black businesses. There are a lot of companies who you can align with, but is there enough work out there to just become a black owned business which is in construction, which supports other black owned businesses? I don't think there is enough businesses in general for you to just do that. I think you'd struggle. So a lot of us put ourselves out there as tradespeople that are black, but probably don't want to say that first on your profile. You probably just want to say, I'm a chippy, or I'm an electrician. I can say from my years of experience of putting myself out there that black women have been the biggest supporter of my plumbing business. I think I've made most of my money off of black women calling up my company and saying, oh, is that Mr. London Plumber? Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw you on this black business page which is on Facebook, blah 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 blah. Really impressed with you. Just wondered if you had some time to be able to do this job. From the first couple minutes, I can understand if that person's black on the phone, and yeah, of course. And once they tell me which group they've come from, I'm like, yeah, sure. Because it's all about networking. It's all about building our community and helping each other get to a different stage. And these people have been doing that for me for time. I would say that it's one of the best ways for me to have networked online with people who I don't know, who have the same interests as me. But let's spin it back and let's think about the younger person watching this video, the young generation, right? So I said to you at the beginning, I've been a plumbing lecturer. Been a lecturer for 9 years, yeah? So lecturing all up and down the country, Luton, different places, central London. I've met a mixture of boys and girls who are doing plumbing, right? Generally, people find it hard to learn nowadays. That's a general thing. I can't just say that, we can't just point certain people out. Generally, people find it hard to learn, right? But some of the Caribbean and African kids, some do excel because they're very smart. They are very smart. But they choose sometimes to play the fool, just like anybody else would choose to. But I always ask people the question, have your parents got 9 grand, 13 grand to spend on a course if you mess this up? Generally the answer is no, because you're going to an FE college. That means that it's free. So if you ain't got the money to fuck it up, don't be fucking it up. Because everybody who's on those types of courses just wants to make money, right? So if you want to make money, how are you going to mess it up before you get there? That's what I find people do. Unintentionally, you know. We all don't know the chances or given in front of our faces until they're taken away. I try to give them reality talk and a conversation which they can soak in for themselves, because it might go over your head the first time I say it. When I tell the young plumbers who I've been in front of, you got to work twice as hard as other people, you know. I had to work twice as hard just so I could be seen in a room with other people. I've been more than overly qualified to go for a position which someone still wanted to say, I don't know if you're going to be the right type of fit. Then I've had to question them and ask them. And then I've said to myself, I'm doing too much because I know that I could get this job. But these people want to try and make it hard for me. These are like just minor hurdles what you're going to have to face, innit? I wouldn't say that life in general, being black, is going to be difficult all the way, but there's some parts where we don't show up as much as other ethnicities. It is harder to make it into them industries. I don't need to lie to anybody. I just need to tell the truth. What I do as a plumber, plumbing, in what I do, yeah, as a plumber, is a white man's industry. Won't lie to you. I'm in a white country. Why wouldn't it be? How do we dominate it or take some role in it as black people? We start companies. That's what we do. When we start companies, we have much bigger says than what you think you do. I think the highest populated plumbing company had 300 plumbers for them at one time. And they're not even, you would say they're the biggest company, but they're not, because most of those people are subcontracted. But on paper, if they could tell you that, guess what, their pigs fly, you would believe that as well. Do you get it? That's just business chat, innit? Don't be fooled and don't be bamboozled. But I was just interested to know that we have these black populated areas. So you got like Brixton, so you got like Tottenham, and for Tottenham to have their area rejuvenated or looked after by the younger black generation and installed all bathrooms, taps and all that type of stuff, that will build community spirit. That will allow people to spark plug in their own brain and say to themselves, do you know what? We might be able to start a company here. We might be able to start some business here. And you might be able to. But it needs to kind of happen. And those things need to happen again, like with Broadwater Farm and other little projects which took place in the 70s and the 60s. You know, we need more documentation of people being able to do these types of things so we can inspire the next generation. Because when I saw that, I thought, maybe I could be running a big job real soon. Because every other job site, when I used to go to sites, there was no one ever black running it. There was no one ever black who even had a triple MSTS. I've had one of those for the last 6 or 7 years now, running sites. I've ran sites from here, when I say here, I mean North London to West London, Kensington, Chelsea, Fulham, round there, high-end parts. And don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of just difficult times, innit? I've turned up to, I was on a site when I was the lead engineer, so I'm the main person on the site. 2 other engineers report to me, and we used to have contractors come in, and when contractors used to have to get a signature or have to speak to the main person to be able to sort stuff out, they'd have to talk to me. When the other guys would say, oh, so who's in charge? They say, oh, Jay, the guy you spoke to at the beginning. Who? What, the black guy? It's like, they couldn't believe it was me. But we're in Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, they just want to play the race card a lot of the time with some things, but it doesn't really mean that you're in control, if you get what I mean. I had a supervisor still. I had an area manager, because I was the supervisor. I had an area manager, and he was in charge. But what I'm saying is just that to be the director and the CEO, you need to be that person, innit? And for our younger generation of people, they've got that capability, but it's having more people who are role models, people who can tell them what the next step is to do, to build. I would love to go back into black predominantly areas, or areas which has got ethnicity of kids from different ethnicities, yeah? And go and talk to colleges, tell my experiences, tell them what it's like, and give them a good insight, you know, into what it's like to be a tradesperson. Because what it's like to be a black tradesperson is slightly different, you know. I always be super transparent when I make these types of videos. I've had people say to me before, you know, you would have had a bigger plumbing business if you changed the face of your company to a white man. Why would I want to do that for? Why can't I just be myself? A lot of other people can be themselves, but I can't be myself because of what? My skin color doesn't match. I've known that my skin color could be a problem, but I wouldn't allow it to be a problem. And people would have to carry me out by 6 before they start ramping with me, because I will always find another way to get to where I need to get to. Whether it's the message which I have to be uploading to people every single day, or it's the collaborations and the linking with people to be able to get my message heard and seen by the right people. So me working in colleges allowed me to be closer to that younger generation, innit? To be able to give them some help with just what was the next step, innit? And sometimes the next step is not in sight, if you understand what I mean. The next step for you with growing your business, getting your qualifications, is to have certain things underneath your belt, right? There's so many of us that want to go out and feel like they can do stuff on their own. You can't sometimes, not with a trade. You need to learn it. Learning a trade and a business is it's not like learning how to hustle. It's not like learning how to sell penny sweets. You might have sold a bit of bud on the block and all that. It's not the same. It's very different. You need connections. You need to study the industry. You need to have a good eye for business. You need to know if someone's wasting your bloody time on a job. These are things which you get to work out during time. Like, none of these things have happened to me overnight. I've showed some of my friends to start their own business. Granted, they might not ask me questions about it now, but they could definitely tell you who was the first person to put them on, or who did you see doing that? And they will say me. But the more of my friends, like if I had 3 friends doing it now I've got 6. And now if I've got 6 friends doing it now, I need 20. So there are multiple versions of myself, or if not myself, things which are a part of me, helping the next generation, whether they be African, Caribbean, Black, Asian, do you know what I mean? Ethnic, any of them ethnicities that need help, they need it. But we're talking about our Black and our Afro-Caribbean people. So now I'm going to talk about some of the attitudes of the young people who I've seen in colleges. This is not to depict them in any type of way. There is bad breed and dumb, stupid dunce youths all over that are different colours, right? So I found that being a mentor and a lecturer, yeah, it's like they wanted a lot more from me as an individual, in a sense of like, oh, we need more help from you to be able to help us with our coursework, to be able to help us. I just knew that me giving them the motivational chats, yeah, which was like, you can do this, you know, and like, you want to make money, these are the things you need to do to make money. I gave them the conversation was in like, listen, Jordan doesn't care what Jordans you have on your feet. You and him are not brethren, so you don't need to run out and go and get the latest crep. If you're on this course for 2 years, put some money aside. Stop getting the new trainers. Go and get some tools. That will motivate you to go and get trainers. When you buy tools, you can buy trainers forever. Do you get it? That's the type of conversations I'll be having with them. The conversations I'll be having with them is, you know, what's your next move right from here? What do you want to do? Now when you accomplish this, what's next? Show me that bit of paper where you said you were going to write out your next 5 steps. Because I need to see it. Because you're there talking to me about it, so I want to see if you actually really put pen to paper. And just being onto them, just like a big brother, a mentor. But that gets tiring after a while. And they need someone to take them up to the next stage. I'm not going to lie. It's stages in life. You know that. Things don't just stop when you go to college. When you go home, you need someone to be on your back. I will always try and offer rewards with incentives, yeah? What do I mean by that? I probably said that wrong. When I'm in college, yeah, I've been offering rewards to my young students for accomplishing and finishing your plumbing course, yeah? So if you finish your plumbing course, boom, I'll give you £250 Amazon voucher out of my pocket. Nothing to do with the college. Just because I want to see you win. And I've done that with a lot of students. Yeah, I lost though, but they got their qualifications. And for most of those who were sticking at it, one student that I got is sticking at it, yeah. I saw him Saturday. And he pulled up, he told me he's working. He's actually doing meter readings, but he's in. He's got a driving license, and all I wanted to do was say well done to him. Well done, bro. You've really made me proud. You know, you should be proud of yourself because you've come a long way. We had to have hard conversations. I had to call you a couple of words and all that, but you knew it was for the better of you. And look at you now. You're driving. You've got yourself your own tools. You got a full-time job. You could probably go on holiday soon. Your life is starting to come together. Some of them have to learn the hard way, and some of them need more guidance. Either, people need to be there for them. All I'm saying is that we need a charity, we need training centres, and we need people who are willing to give up some time to be able to support this younger generation, because they are interested in construction and trades, but a lot of them will be swayed out of the position when they find out how difficult it is. When they find out when they leave college they might be going to a job or workplace and it's really far and people are being racist to you. People are calling you the N-word. People are calling you a black cunt. People are calling you this, that. It might not be for them. Everyone's not cut out to be spoken to or dealt with in that type of mannerism. I was never. So I was proper rebellious towards it. You get me? I told you I have personally got someone in a headlock because they said something cheeky to me at work, and they worked for the same plumbing company as me. Said something mad cheeky. I think I was like 18 at the time. Regularly doing judo. I threw both of these two men, put them on the floor on top of each other. Me and them are cool now. We was cool then. I just know that them lot couldn't fuck with me or talk to me in any funny way because I wasn't having it. I'm not a chips, not a chipolata. I'm not that type of guy. I'm a real person. Don't ramp. Dad's a serious person. we just need to support our younger generation, innit? And it's more than just making posts and doing stuff, innit? I'm always willing to give my free time, and if somebody was to ever, I don't know, sort out a training centre for the weekend and start putting on training events for young black men and even women, I would definitely come and support and give my free time, do couple sessions for people, 110%. So if anybody's got this idea where we want to start something new, hit me up. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a comment underneath. Let me know if this video was helpful. Again, I don't want this ever to deter any of my younger generation, because time is changing. We are getting better and we are growing as a community, yeah? So, you know, you see new faces in there like myself trying to help with our community and with our problems, what we have got. So let's all do something together, even if we brainstorm, get together, other people doing the same thing, and make it into something, because it's necessary, man. We need construction, we need tradespeople, we need tradespeople to be able to build our houses of tomorrow. Do you get it? Keeping our money within our community will make our money more powerful. You know that. The black pound doesn't stay in the community for very long. Let's try and keep it there. Let's try and support each other. That's what my channel is about. That's what this video is about. So I'd appreciate you guys if you subscribe, drop a good comment. Just let me know what we can do to help each other, innit? Because that's what we're here to do. Like, share and subscribe.